Good morning. Just bear with me 2 seconds while I ensure that I'm in the right place and I'm live and all's working well. Just make sure the sound's off on there. Okay, looks as though that's all working. So, hi. Thanks for joining me this morning. If you are there, then just pop a quick hello in the comments. Let me know who's watching, or if you watch on replay or on the YouTube, feel free to message me. Okay, just before I actually show you what we're doing this morning, I thought I'd just quickly show you the last couple of items that I wanted to order on my pre-order from the mini September to December catalogue. One of the items wasn't available at the time when I did my pre-order, and then I saw some other paper and I absolutely loved it. So I'm going to turn the camera around and move it down and just show you these couple of items. I've got some really good ideas for using those for Christmas, so just bear with me. Okay, so this is a stamp set that I was waiting for, and as you can see, it's stars and it is Christmas. There's some, I don't know, you could make that into, I suppose, mistletoe or something like that, but the main thing is the stars, and it comes with, obviously, the stamp set's on its own, but it does come as a bundle, and it's a hybrid embossing folder and die set. I've not actually used it yet, but I'll just show you. This is the embossing folder, and then, as you can see, this bit here is sort of, to describe it, it's got a bit of a smoother area where there's not quite so much embossing, and there is a reason for that. I'll just open the dies. These are the dies. This one, see, I've not got these out yet, so it's this one. With when you've got your paper in, it sits just in there, and you can emboss and cut at the same time then, so that's really useful. Obviously this will only go through the bigger version of the cut and emboss, but I just wanted to show you, it's a really lovely set, and you also get, you know, lots of stars, so you can build up stars. There's this really pretty bit here, and this is obviously for your sentiments, extra stars, and the foliage bits. So that was the stamp set. So I'm going to be doing some interesting things with that as we lead up to Christmas. This is the paper that I wanted to show you, and it's Snowflake Magic, it's called. It's 12 by 12, and you get, I think it's 6 sheets, so it's 2 of each design, and they're only single sides, but can you see just how sparkly and gorgeous that is? It's absolutely lovely. So that's the one, that's really nice. That is. This one, a bit more like snow. Again, it's really pretty. And then this one is gorgeous too, the lovely snowflakes. So that was just the bits of Christmas stuff that I wanted to show you that went along with all the other bits that I bought. Okay, so for today's Facebook Live, I'm going to show you, it's some dies, but I totally missed them when I first looked through the catalogue, and it wasn't until I saw them on one of the demonstrator sites that I thought, oh, I haven't seen those, I'll have to go and have a look for those. Anyway, there's Paper Florist Dies, they're called. They're a standalone die, so they don't come with a stamp set, but they are shown slightly here on page 33, and they're also on the back of the catalogue. Just wondering whether my live is seems a bit pixelated on the, hopefully it's still working okay, but these are all made up from these dies. The white ones are the Cheerful Daisy ones, but as I say, they are quite easy to miss. This is the die set, and they really don't look like anything to shout home about. They all fit through the mini Stampin' Up cut and emboss, so that's great. And there are 18 dies, but because some of them actually cut more than one flower, you get loads. As you can see, these are some leaves, 3 different leaves. These bits are all like flower insides. There's this little bit which is like stems. This bit here, I'll show you that bit, because that actually, you can roll that up to make an insert in an inside bit of a flower, but you could also use it for grass or just for frills. And these are, that's another, that bit there's an insert. That one could be an inside bit as well. But these are, as you say, there's some little like flower buds that would fit on these. And then there's this one cuts out 4 too big and 2 small. That one's the same. And then this one cuts out 2, and this one cuts out 3, and you've got a cut in that one. I'll show you it here. And that helps to do different flowers with it. Now, I'm not a massive flower person, in the sense I wouldn't be able to tell you what flowers are what, other than the ones I've got in my garden. But, you know, you can make all sorts up. And as you can see, I've been having a bit of a play. I've cut all of these bits out, and to be honest with you, it didn't take very long, because especially if you've got the bigger cut and emboss machine, you can, you know, lay quite a lot out. Some bits are muddled up now, but so as you can see, there's quite a few different sorts there. So these are the little buds, so they make really sweet little flowers like that. And those ones, as you can see, I've put behind the green, but you can actually, I'm just gonna get them, if you actually put them on the front, I'm going to use these gorgeous glittery ones. If you put them on the front like so, I should have my silicone mat really here, but I haven't got that out yet. It's over there. You'll get the gist in a minute. Okay, so if you put them on the front like that, oh, I can't pick them up. I've cut my nails this morning and it's getting used to them. They're like little tulips. So you can use that, see, both ways. So little buds or tulips. Okay. So pop those over there. I will bring in my silicone mat just for the moment. So I've done a lot of white ones and I've done some with colour as well. This one is the die that cuts these out. So you get 2 big ones and 2 small ones, and these are the bigger ones. And in order to get that, I've just taken the bone folder and just sort of done that. It's a bit like if you're curling ribbon, you know, for parcels, and then you can either bend them up if you wanted to lift more, or you find my stamping mat. I can put this on there. If you take the pick tool, in there you get this scoring blade, and if you just pop that in, I might want to use the bigger one actually. I don't want to flatten those, but then if you just go round and round and round in the middle, you'll see that it lifts the leaves or the petals up. Okay, so that's one way of doing that. You can also do it on the edge. And I mean, you could turn it over so if you wanted it the other way, but it lifts it up that way. Also gives it a bit of a shine. I don't know if you can see that on there. It might be better in a colour. Okay, so that's that one. And this one I've done, it's the same as this, but I've done the leaves, sorry, the petals. I've used my bone folder and just done them up the other way. And so you can use your scoring. And instead of putting them exactly in between, I've overlapped them a little bit. So it just gives it a different look, different type of flower maybe. Okay, this one is just, well, I don't know what flower that is, to be honest. But you can do it individually, or you can try and find a white one. Yeah, you can do it individually, or you could build them up. If it was in the same colour, you wouldn't notice that, but you could build them up into bigger flowers, and I believe they may even make like a daffodil type flower. Okay, so this is the smaller ones of these, and that one I've done folded some down and some up, and it's got a tiny little insert bit in the middle there. And then this one And this is the let me find them. This is the bigger ones from here. And then this one is my first play with these ones. And that's actually quite big like that. So you might not want that on a card front unless you're doing like a boxed card. Yeah, because it is quite big. So I would use that more on like a gift box, or maybe a hoop if you're making like a wreath. But there's lots of different ways of playing with these. You'll see on the back of the catalogue, this is the big ones here, and they've put like 3 and then 3 in the middle, and that one's just got 3, and this is the little that's this bit here, which, as I say, you could rough it up and use it as grass, or if you take, I'm going to do it with my tweezers. If you take this bit and just roll it up, there was a bigger version of this in the wreath kit that we've got. I don't know whether you've used that, but just before, let me find my glue dots have gone walkabout. Bear with me. Oh, there they are. So just before the end, you just need to pop a glue dot or a splodge of your glue. On there, and then you can spread them out a bit with your thumb. And that's a little middle bit of a flower. Just going to put it on a, so you could stick it on. Oop. I don't want to stick it down, I just want to show you, so you could stick it on like that. Okay, I seem a bit juddery this morning looking at it on my laptop. Do let me know if there's any problems with the sound or the picture. Okay, so there's lots of different ones that we can make. I haven't actually had a really good play with it, so I just thought I'd make some up now. I'll show you these leaves because the leaves are really pretty as well, and you get 3 different sorts. Again, I have no idea whether they're any particular type of leaf, but you can do them in different shades. You could do them in white and then use like sponge daubers or blending brushes to add some colour, so they don't have to be block colour. And also the same for all of the flowers. You could do them different ways. These are some of the inserts that I've cut, and I've cut these out of the shimmery speciality paper because I thought, well, that would add a bit of sparkle. There's one there that looks, you could use it as a sun, I suppose. It looks quite like a sun, but I think if there's the inner bit, if you did that in brown, or even if you did one of these in brown, it'd be a sunflower. So yeah, so there's lots and lots of little bits. So I'm going to just show you some ways of putting these together and what they look like. So I think I'll start with some coloured ones. Ooh, it's obviously got a bit of glue on it. Okay, and say just to break the fibres down a bit so that you get a bit of definition. You could put them flat on a card if you wanted to, but I think it's nice to have some 3D sort of, you know, a bit of texture, a bit of height. And then you can just pop a bit of glue in the middle. It doesn't need a lot. And then place them, depending on how you want the petals. You can place them like this. And take the pick tool is going to be great for picking these up because they are a little bit fiddly. And you just, but then it depends on, you know, you can put a little one in or you can put one of these bigger ones. I might actually use this. And just pop it in there. See if that adds a bit of sparkle. Okay, so I'm just gonna do some other bits. So I'll show you these ones, I think, because these are, I've already used my bone folder on some of these, but they've got that slit and it's not obvious what to do necessarily with them. For this, I put a bit of glue there and I folded them over so that it held like that. I have seen them put together a bit more fiddly, I think, but like that, so they slot inside. There is no, I'm not sure if this is how it's meant to go at all, to be honest. There is no training video on these, so it is just a case of, you know, making it up really as we go along. But you know, so you could fit them like that and glue them together like that. I don't know. So yeah, so you know, so you could put that together like that, and then maybe have, find one of these. Use this. Put one of those in the middle. Oh, obviously this is all white, so it's not going to show up very well. And then maybe a little centre. So you can see you can build up all different sorts of flowers depending on what you want to use them for. So I think I would put this size, I would put more on a gift box or a tag maybe that's going on a gift bag. I'm not sure I would actually put it on, if you think that's the front of a card, takes up quite a lot of room and you know it would be quite bulky. So so yeah, not certainly wouldn't be able to put that through the post. Another thing you can do, which I think is quite pretty, is the faux embossing, and I don't know whether you've heard of that technique, but it's literally gluing parts on. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use these, the big and small ones of these, because I've cut loads of those. And for this you will want a silicone mat so that you don't get glue everywhere. So you can sort of, actually I'll take that one off of there if I can. Probably won't be able to now. No, I can. I'm going to start in the middle and stick that down. And then just work round, sticking different sizes. You might want to lay them out first, just so that you get an idea of what you're sticking where. And what fits where. And you can do this with any colour. Could do it with any cutout really. Just see if I got another big one. And then I might just fill some of the gaps with little bits of smaller ones like that. So now I've got to remember which ones I've stuck down and which ones I haven't stuck. And then just using a bit of lovely Tombow. It's just a case of, oh, some of them are stuck down. Going round and sticking them down where you want them. One's stuck. That's that one. So they're stuck. Let's move it back up a bit. These do also have a bit of an embossed edge on there. I don't know if you can see that there, just round there. So I mean, these are really quite easy to use, and as I say, there is no set way, no set flowers. You can just play with them and make up whatever you want. Okay, so once you've stuck them all down, you can either use your trimmer or you can just go around, and if you turn it over and just trim off the bits that are overlapping. gets a bit sticky, this, because of, see, there's some bits that I've glued more than what I needed to. Okay, and that's your finished faux boss piece of paper. So I'll move that one out the way. And I've cut a couple of card bases, so we could either do it onto a colour. This is Berry Burst, which I absolutely love, and I think that stands out really well like that. Or you could do it onto a white background card base and have a white or mainly white card. I actually like it on this Berry Burst. I love the colour. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stick that on. Normally I would be messing around with it first before I make that final decision, but I'm going to just stick that on there. Okay. And I've got the white piece with some that on it, I don't know, white piece for inside. And I've pre-cut 2 of these circles. They're from the Stylish Shapes, and I think they're the second biggest circle. As you can see, they've got the lovely stitched edge on there. And a bit of glue on there. Let me just find my glue rubber. I'll just doesn't want to come off at the moment. Okay, so I cut this one in case I went with the white background. I could use either, but I think I'm going to go with the darker so that it matches. And then it's just really a case of picking the flowers that you want to use. And maybe building some more out. I'm going to move that out of the way for a moment so that it's flat. And you know, we can bring in some of the leaves. Quite like this one. Oh, it's not stuck down. So you don't need to have loads of flowers on it. You could just put a little bit of flower and some leaves and some buds, something like that. And I'm going to I think I'm going to heat emboss. And I've only got a little space, so I'm going to take, this is from the Irresistible Blues. I'm going to take the Hello and just need to plug in the heat gun. And it's my Versamark pad. So I'm just going to stamp the Hello. You can see it on there. And then with my little Stampin' Buddy, I'm going to use the tweezers because it's only a small piece, so I'm likely to burn my fingers otherwise. Just pop that out of the way. Find my heat tool. Now I'm not going to do it up here because it will blow everything all over the place, so just bear with me a moment. Hopefully it won't take too long to heat up and to emboss. Okay, so there's the embossed sentiment. So now that I've done that, I can go back and I can put on my leaves. So I'm gonna start off with sticking these down. They both bend, obviously, because we've only got the one. They go slightly that way, so you can't, yeah. You could make a wreath from them, but for wanting it to do what I want it to do, it's slightly, one will look slightly bending the other way, but that's fine. Okay, so once I've done that, I'm going to then pop these on as well. This one. And then this bigger one, I don't know how well that's, I might have to put a glue dot on that, but we'll see in a moment. I'm going to hold it down for a minute. This should be on my silicone mat. I'm going to hold it down for a minute just to get it to glue. And then I think just to add a bit of sparkle, I'm going to pop one of those in the middle. Okay, now, so this can then be fixed on. Not perfectly straight, but it doesn't matter, that's fine. And see, we've got lots and lots of different sparkly bits now, so you could add some extra sparkle. Just trying to think which I think what I'll do is pop some of these, the white ones I think I'm going to use. And I'm just gonna use the little ones, and I'm gonna just pop a few around in those bits there, just to give it a bit of extra sparkle. Okay, so that's that card. I haven't really worked out how many cards I'm making or what else I'm doing with this, so I'll just pop that out of the way. I have got a white base, so I can make another one. Or we may just see what else we can do with some of these. I've got some yellow ones of these. Just having a play with, maybe if you cut two out of the same size, they might fit that. Oh, I don't know. There's quite a lot of glue on there, so I don't need all that, but they're not really, they're sort of a bit of a wonky design, but I guess I'll bring my silicone mat back in for a minute. And my tweezers, and just roll this up. My initial thoughts originally with this one was maybe doing it in red, as a poinsettia type flower. I'm not sure whether that's actually whether that would actually look like a poinsettia type flower, because say I'm not that great on my flowers. Right, so ruffle that around. I think I might use a glue dot as well on there. So maybe it's, I don't know, does it look like a bit like a daffodil? Don't know, maybe it does. So yeah, so I have that one's just literally a little white bit in there. So let's see if we can make something else with these bigger ones, or maybe I'll show you just a bit of colouring of them, maybe. Different ways of, you know, adding a bit of colour. Let's just get, just want a blending brush. Okay, so this is one of the small blending brushes, and I'm just gonna just add in a little bit of colour, so you get a bit of texture and something not quite as solid. Again, you can just go round maybe the tips. So you can add a bit just in the middle. There really is lots of different ways, maybe just sort of darker in the middle and going out, and then it just adds a little bit of colour to it. What I was also thinking was whether you could add some texture to it. Let's bring my mat back in as well, get that one out of the way. Whether just by gently using the smaller end of your scoring tool, you could just sort of add a bit of add some lines so it looks a bit more textured, and then maybe do the middle, put it on the other one, do it quicker. So you've got a bit of extra on there, different different things you can do with them. There's lots and lots. This one is what I use to do this. I think you can just see what it looks like if we use all 4 pieces. So you build it up with the 2 big ones. And then try the smaller ones on top. Don't know if that's a type of flower or not, but I think it looks quite pretty. And then I will just find a little yellow centre and chase it around the tombow. Bear with me. Can't get it off now. I think that's quite pretty. Again, I mean, you've got so many options with all these flowers. You know, I'm sure people will come up with all sorts far better than what I will, because I just, as I say, I'm not, no idea what sort of flowers are what really, but you know, they are really good for playing with. You get lots of different ones cut out of one sheet all in one go, so it's not time consuming on you know, on the big shot at all. And any colour combination that you fancy. Okay, so I think actually I'm just going to leave it there for now. I want to have another play, but I think I'll continue playing offline, and then I'll post some of my makes as they come together. Okay, well, thanks for joining me today, and if you like playing with flowers and you like building things like this, then they're on page 165 of the catalogue, and the item number is 161284. I think they'll be really good for, you know, lots of different things. And so I'll come back and post some makes that I've done of, I don't know, gift boxes and stuff maybe. Okay, well, thanks for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Bye.